Hey guys, Kevin here, bringing you a new video today. Just a bit of like impromptu video, based on a list that I saw that I thought was downright outrageous. It was a ranking of MCU movies that came out. Now I did make a very long video ranking all MCU films quite recently, and my ranking I thought was, it can vary by opinion, but like I thought it was at least ballpark like accurate. Like obviously like it's really hard to tell what's like where each film goes, but like I felt like my ranking was at least somewhere around what a lot of people like would think, and like I mean generally like what it should be, just because like this tier list or this ranking is just so inaccurate that it's like it's not even like close to like what it should be. And I was reading the comments, and like I saw a lot of people like giving some reasonable rankings. Like I'm like, okay, I mean like not necessarily what I would agree with, but I mean like that's reasonable. Like whereas like this list is just like, no, like not even close. Like not even close. Like, and I just have to rant about it. And it's freaking Polygon who made this list, and they could not be more wrong. And I just gotta roast them. Like I gotta roast you for this, Polygon. You are so inaccurate. And also shoutouts to Furrow Gamers, a great YouTube channel that they do SpongeBob live action remakes and other gaming content and lots of fun stuff. Support small channels. They're a small channel, but they're cool. Anyways, so let's get into this list that I think is just so incredibly wrong. Now, I'm not going to go into great detail about a lot of these because some of these are actually more accurate than others as far as the place they are put in. And also, I did make a long-ass review of this, so I'm not going to like drone on about the film itself. But like, let's just talk about where Polygon decided to put each of these movies. Number 22, Iron Man 2. Definitely does not deserve to be there. It's not an amazingly well-crafted film, and it doesn't have the best villain, but is it largely enjoyable? Yes. A little bit of weird moments with Sam Rockwell, and the villain was okay, I guess, but like by no means the worst film. To call Iron Man 2 the worst film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Like what? Like that's crazy. But like anyways, number 21, The Incredible Hulk. I mean like this I can kind of respect. I have a little bit of respect for this. I wouldn't agree with this pick, but I can let this one slide because The Incredible Hulk definitely wasn't the greatest. Would I put it at 21? No. I would put it a little higher, but I can see the dislike for it, but I thought it was somewhat enjoyable. I don't know, like, I mean, the villain was pretty forgettable, but I don't know. I mean, I can understand that pick. That's not that bad. Number 20, Thor. Thor. Okay, Thor. Okay, first of all, let's think about this. Thor is ranked worse than Thor: The Dark World, so you're already doing wrong there by doing that. So like, you've already got your list wrong there. So like, how by any means is Thor: The Dark World better than Thor? Like, you're calling a sequel, well actually, Thor Ragnarok is amazing, but that's besides the point. You're calling Thor: The Dark World better than Thor. Like, that's just unfathomable. Like, how is that possible? Thor is so enjoyable with how Jane Foster's and Thor's relationship like was conjured, and how they met on Earth, and how Thor got along on Earth. Like, it was a great story. Like, I quite enjoyed it. But like Thor: The Dark World, like, definitely not that good at all. Like, with Natalie Portman getting powers, it's just like it felt really cheesy, and just it kind of dragged on. It was pretty boring in my opinion. But yeah, that's besides the point. Like, Thor just not that good. 1 second. Sorry, my computer's messed up. Okay, number 19. Avengers Infinity War. This was the most mind-boggling pick I've ever seen in my life. I don't understand. I'm so confused by this. Like, what? No! Avengers Infinity War is the fourth worst movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Are you insane? Are you on crack? This is what prompted me to make this video. Because how do you rank it that low? Okay, first of all, Thanos, great villain. Great villain. Best villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Hands down. Second of all, great ensemble of heroes, and they all felt meaningful to the franchise, unlike certain movies like Civil War. But that's besides the point. Like, and like the ending, sure, wasn't that great, but like 19 out of 22? What? Like, that's ridiculous. Great action, great comedy, just a great film all around. Like, how do you rank that at 19? That is just mind-boggling to me. Like, I don't understand. That's ridiculous. But, like, I mean, soon after comes number 18, Thor the Dark World, which is like, okay, I mean, like, that's a reasonable ranking. But you're saying that Thor the Dark World is better than Infinity War? Like, what? No freaking way. How? How is Thor the Dark World better than Infinity War? You cannot say that. There's no way. Like, Thor the Dark World is definitely one of the worst. Like, holy shit. Oh my god, Infinity War is like 100 times more exciting and intense than Thor the Dark World. So like, what? And, like, number 17, Doctor Strange. I mean, like, was Doctor Strange an amazing Marvel Cinematic Universe movie? No. I mean, do I understand if it was ranked in like someone's top like 8? Yes. Do I think it should be ranked as like number 1? No, absolutely not. But like number 17, like, no. Doctor Strange was a great film. Was it amazing? No, by no means. But why would you rank it that low? Like, that is just insane. I do not understand that. Number 16, Avengers Age of Ultron. I'm not going to say much about this. I think it should have been ranked lower, but it is ranked at number 16. So I guess that's somewhat within reason. But then, like, number 15, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Also pretty reasonable. Yeah, pretty forgettable story. I would rank it lower, but you know, that's fine. Some of these picks are actually like okay, but then like you get number 14, Ant-Man. Why you gotta do my man Ant-Man like that? Like, great origin story, great action, great comedy, great ensemble cast. Michael Douglas, Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd is amazing as Ant-Man. Like, Michael Pena. Like how do you rank it number 14? That is just ridiculous. Like some people thought it was like so like unnecessary or just like forgettable. Like, a lot of people are saying like both Ant-Man movies, Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp, are like bottom tier. Like, in the comments I was reading, I'm just like, how is that possible? Like, I don't see that. Like, I mean, they're definitely not like the best, but like, guys, like, I get that it's Ant-Man and it's kind of like silly the fact that it's Ant-Man, but like at the same time they're also like making fun of the fact that his name is Ant-Man even in the movie. So it's like they acknowledge that, you know, this superhero is kind of silly, but at the same time it's like actually a really enjoyable movie. So like, I do not get the hate for that, especially through here. So that's that. Number 13, Captain America Civil War. Okay, you know, I wasn't really paying that close attention to this list, but you know, number 13, Captain America Civil War, that's a good ranking. I will applaud you for that one, Polygon. You did good on that ranking. Okay? Because Civil War, I think that's right where it belongs. Like, really. I think that's definitely a good ranking because action was enjoyable, plot not that in depth, not a meaningful concept to the story. The people they were including felt very forced, unlike Infinity War. Okay, I don't know why this is ranked better than Infinity War, because the people that were in Infinity War felt way more meaningful in that movie than in Civil War. So like when they just like shoehorned Ant-Man, Spider-Man, and Hawkeye into Civil War, it felt very, very, very forced. And like I saw that in a comment, I was like, yeah, I agree with that. That's like part of the reason why it wasn't that good. And also just the story was like, it was really far fetched compared to Infinity War, where like the universe is on the line and they're having to like to defend the universe, like much more higher stakes than just fighting over some stupid paper that you didn't sign. Like I mean, like I guess I respect that ranking, but still, like why is Infinity War lower than that? Like that just doesn't make any sense. Number 12, Ant-Man and the Wasp. I mean, like they did rank it better than Ant-Man, so I mean, I guess you got to give them credit somewhat, but still, no respect for the Ant-Man franchise. I mean, that sucks. Number 11, Captain Marvel. I do regard Captain Marvel as the worst film in the franchise, but I can respect this ranking because I may not really like this film very much, but I see how a lot of people could with how Carol Danvers came to be and like her past and the great acting from Nick Fury, and Brie Larson was a decent actress, and like despite having a really forgettable villain and the character being really overpowered, compelling story somewhat. I didn't think it was very compelling, but I can respect the ranking. So you know what, it's okay. Number 10, Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3, what are you doing that high? This was one of the most mind-boggling, and the response I saw in the comments was actually pretty surprising, because a lot of people like regard Iron Man 3 to be like one of the best in the franchise, which is just mind-blowing to me. Like how is Iron Man 3 that good? Like Pepper Potts becomes like a superhero and saves the day. Don Cheadle is basically the embodiment of Jesus Christ. Shane Black's script writing is like the fucking mind of a 13-year-old, and like most cliche storyline with Iron Man befriending a kid and the kid helping him. Just so many things wrong with that movie. Oh my god. And like action, very cheesy. Like it felt like it might as well have been directed by Michael Bay with the action. Like not good. Not good. Why is Iron Man 3 a good movie? Really, I want to know why. But like, not a good movie. Like, oh my god. Number 9, The Avengers. I can respect this. I can. Because a lot of people regard Avengers, it's the original OG ensemble of Avengers fighting against Loki, which I think is amazing. But I can understand why some people don't regard the stories that great, and like I don't know, it was like average. Like I don't know, like it's hard for me to agree with this opinion. Like I think it should definitely be higher, but I don't know, I can just see why it would be put there, because there's people out there who don't think the Avengers was that exciting. I mean, I think it was really exciting, but I can understand some people's opinions. So that is what it is. Number 8, Iron Man. Iron Man was an amazing film. I actually really respect this rating. This is a reasonable rating. Not to say this tier list was still awful. Like I mean, like this tier list is still awful, but like Iron Man number 8. I respect that. I respect that. Good OG story. Number 8 is like pretty much ballpark of where I would put it. So that's pretty good. Because it tells the OG story of how Iron Man came to be. Number 7, Winter Soldier. I'm sure a lot of people would agree. Winter Soldier should actually be higher than this, but it is number 7. So if you're putting it at number 7, you can't think it's that bad. But it is kind of surprising to see it at number 7. But it's the Winter Soldier. I mean, like, as long as you're not putting it like beyond the top 10, that's okay. Winter Soldier, definitely a great film. I think it deserves top 3, or actually, I think I put it in like maybe 4th place on my list, but yeah, it's around there. So okay. Well, number 6, Guardians of the Galaxy. also a reasonable pick. You know, a lot of these picks are pretty reasonable until the end where it gets like ridiculous. But number 6, Guardians of the Galaxy, very reasonable, good origin story. You know, great. You know how the Guardians came together in the prison and they broke out and they saved the Power Stone and whatnot. Like, great story. I mean, I respect that. Number 5, Thor Ragnarok. I mean, obviously, I wish it was ranked at number 1 because, you know, Thor Ragnarok is my favorite, you know, MCU movie, and it still is. And by the way, I think that Endgame is just barely below that, but I will talk a little bit about that at the end. But Thor Ragnarok, you know, it's an amazing movie, but at least they had the decency to rank it like somewhat near the top, even though what comes at the top is just disgusting. But number 4, Avengers Endgame. You know, Endgame is definitely up there. I'm glad they put it here. I'm surprised it wasn't at the top, but I mean, it was near the top, so I don't know why they wouldn't put it near the top compared to these next ones, but you know, there are some flaws in it, so there are some inherent flaws with the whole time travel thing and whatnot, so, you know, I can respect that rating because, you know, if you really look at those flaws and you say that's what's wrong with the movie, then you can kind of justify putting it there for putting it number 4 instead of number 1. I mean, it's still a number 4, so it can't really be that bad. But number 3, here's where it gets so incredibly wrong. Spider-Man Homecoming. What? Okay. Spider-Man Homecoming, really overrated. I'm sorry, that's just my opinion. Like, was it an enjoyable movie? Yeah, somewhat. I mean, it had some great moments with, like, Ned and, you know, Michael Keaton was a great actor. His villain, like, demeanor wasn't that rememberable. Like, with, like, what is he, like a hawk or something? Like a vulture, I think that's what he was. Like, it just, not a very good villain, and, like, I don't know, the story felt kind of like all over the place with Peter and Iron Man. You know, Iron Man was trying to, I guess, sort of help them, but not really help him because he wasn't really there. But I don't know. Number 3, like, that's a bit extreme. Polygon, come on. Number 3. Okay, here's where it gets interesting because this is a movie that a lot of people regard is so amazing. Like, oh my god, incredible Marvel film, definitely one of the best. Like, everyone's like bonkers over this movie. Black Panther, not that good, so overrated, most overrated MCU movie ever to exist. Like, Black Panther, like, okay, Michael B. Jordan, you're a great actor, you did good in that movie, so did you, Chadwick Boseman, and you as well, Martin Freeman, but, like, your setting, the way your story was told, like, very forgettable. Like, some of the fight scenes, pretty forgettable. Like I like the rivalry between T'Challa and Killmonger. I mean, that's kind of cool, but, like, number 2? What? Like, I feel as though, like ever since Black Panther gained, like, Oscar level status where it got nominated for a bunch of Oscars, I feel like film critics regard this as the best MCU movie. And, like, I don't know how compared to other MCU movies because, like, I think this is, like, the critics' favorite Marvel movie for some reason. I don't understand why, because it's really not that great. But I think maybe they want to applaud, like, the cultural inclusivity with, like, the whole, like, racial diversity, which is great. I mean, I'm not saying that's not a good thing, but, like, that's great to have diversity. I mean, but, like, the film itself, not that good. Like, what? And, like, last but not least, number 1, Captain America, the First Avenger. How do you say that's the best Marvel Cinematic Universe movie? What? Captain America, the First Avenger. Fucking World War II plot, freaking shitty ass Red Skull, like, so inaccurate. Like, oh my god, what is wrong with you, Polygon? Are you high on fucking meth? Like, Why? Why is that a thing? Freaking Toby Jones is the evil fucking scientist? Like, fucking skinny ass fucking Chris Evans? Like, not that good of a movie. Like, number one, okay, like, maybe, like, I could respect if you put it at, like, 10. 10 is okay for a first Avenger because it's like, it's an origin story. It's cool to see how Captain America came to be. That's really cool. But like, number one, what? Number one? How is that possible? But like, so yeah, this is just like a ridiculously inaccurate list. But anyways, with that being said, some people gave their own lists in the comments where they put like Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Doctor Strange, Infinity War, Endgame, Thor Ragnarok, all in the top, like in their top fives. Like like any of those movies in your top fives is completely fine because at that point it's just a matter of what you enjoy in the movie. But like some things like just aren't right. Like Captain America: The First Avenger, the best Marvel Cinematic Universe movie? No, no. And like Iron Man 3, like one of the best? Definitely not. Definitely not. But like, I'm not trying to like disregard people's opinions, but like holy shit, like I just sometimes I just don't understand like how people feel that way. But like, like I don't know. Just some things I just feel like I don't understand people's opinions sometimes. It's just insane. Like whoever wrote this article is clearly on something else compared to a lot of people because a lot of people were agreeing that it wasn't a good list. Some people were, but I don't know. It's debatable. I know, but it's definitely inaccurate in a lot of ways. But like some of the picks are just like so far out of line that you just have to be like, well, I mean, that's just not right at all. Like, no, completely wrong. Like, but anyways, lastly, I just wanted to talk about, with that being said, about Endgame versus Thor Ragnarok, because, I do think Endgame is an amazing movie, and it does deserve a lot of great recognition, but it's still not as good as Thor Ragnarok. And I'm happy this site put those two near the top, not the top, which is just stupid. But I mean, compared to the three they put at the top, Ragnarok is still the perfect like Marvel Cinematic Universe movie to me, and it doesn't deserve to be like dethroned by Endgame. But I will say this: I think Thanos is a better villain than Hela. Hela tells a good villain story in Ragnarok of like wanting to be the best because she was the eldest of Odin and whatnot. Like that's cool and all, but like Thanos is like such a great villain. So like memey, funny, like I mean I don't want to say relatable, but I guess like what he conveys like actually like makes sense. Like he wants to like bring about peace by eliminating half the population, which like the first part of it sounds good, but like the way he does it like does sound like obviously like wrong, but like at the same time you're like, okay, well, I can kind of see that a little bit. So you're just like, yeah, that's a really good villain. Like, and he's like so strong and powerful and hard to beat. Like in Endgame especially, he's really powerful, which was also like something I thought could have been changed a little bit. Like he was just really powerful, but like Endgame is still number two though. But like I mean, it's hard for a movie not to have things wrong with it. But that's besides the point. Like the main thing I just want to get across is that like you can have your thoughts and opinions on something, but when you make a tier list like this or like a ranking like this, and you put Captain America: The First Avenger and Spider-Man: Homecoming in the top three, like sometimes you're just wrong. Like you're just flat out wrong. Okay? Like I said before, like people were ranking like you know, certain movies that I mentioned before, like in their top 7. And, you know, I was like, I wouldn't rank, you can put Doctor Strange at number 6. I might not agree with that, but that's fine. You can put Thor Ragnarok at number 3. I might not agree with that, but that's fine. You can put Guardians of the Galaxy at number 1. I might not agree with that, but that's fine. Like certain things you're like, okay, I mean, like, it's just a matter of like what you enjoy in the movie, like I was saying. But like sometimes it's just like you just look at something and you're just like, what world is this person from? But like, anyways, I've been going on a really long tangent. I'm sorry for that. This is a very impromptu video, but I just wanted to make about how bad this ranking was. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Yeah, kind of random, but either way, be sure to leave a like, and if you want, what's your rankings? Put your rankings in the comments below. Feel free to, if you dare. No, I won't judge. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.